is up, y'all? Welcome back to Collectible Stonks. My name is Jamel. Glad that you guys are here. So you guys have probably already heard the news. I wasn't the first one to upload a video on this. The reserve list is here. I literally just finished talking about why second edition was undervalued and how a lot of those, artifacts and Mothman and all that was in the talks of being a part of the reserve list. As it was basically confirmed by Mike during the Metazoo hours. And so here we are. Not even 2 days after that video drops, sure enough, they finally announced the reserve list officially. I'm going to go through some of these with you guys. It's only some. I didn't get to complete it just because, I'm getting a little, it's too many holiday promos that are included as well. But essentially, all of these cards that you see on your screen right now or your phone, whatever. Well, I guess phones have screens, so never mind, whatever. All these that you see here, and then a few more, like the Rudy promos, the holiday promos, all that sort of stuff, they will no longer be reprinted in this capacity. From my understanding, that means the art will be different as well as the mechanic of the card, right? So they can no longer have the same mechanic nor the same art. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. And of course, the biggest one that everybody's going to talk about is going to be this guy right here. Maybe I should flip my screen over here for a second. Yeah, this guy right here. Mothman. The OG original artwork Mothman, no longer being printed at this capacity. Artwork is probably never going to be reprinted other than the Revive promos that they're doing or something like that, which I believe those are the skateboards that they're coming out with. So Mothman will no longer be printed like this, nor with this attack, I believe. Chaos Crystal's another big one right here that is, honestly, is going to be, these are going to go up in price tremendously, as are all these others here, I assume, as well. Obviously, the release decks and the, the release event decks and the tribal theme decks, those will no longer be reprinted either, like the art style, the beasties and stuff like that. And if they do, it's going to be different artwork, different attacks. So these cards are essentially, that's it, right? So, Flying Manta Ray, Dingbill Ringleader, which I believe is part of one of the top metas. Could be wrong, but I believe he's in the top meta right now. And of course, as we kind of expected with red ink, old scratch, and blue ink, that those will no longer be reprinted either. The ones that were caught me a little off guard were the blister pack ones. So like the blister pack Mothman and the blister pack Jersey Devil, they're no longer going to be printed again in the same capacity. I'm sure there will be other promos with Jersey Devil and Mothman, but this original blister pack art it's it. So I don't know, man. It's really interesting, really cool. I'm glad we finally got the list. This isn't all of them. Like I said, here's the full list. Let me put it right here. I figured I'd show little pictures for you guys rather than just this yellow list, just so you guys kind of get an idea of how many cards there actually are. But for example, the release event deck promos, the Gassy, Dunghaven Hooter, Mancheck, all those blister packs, and of course the first anniversary celebration card will never be reprinted. That one's logical. Yeah, I kind of expected that to be the case. Father Sam, Loveland Mailman, and funny story about Loveland Mailman. I was actually about to make a video when they first dropped this list, and they did not have the Loveland Mailfrog on the reprint list, which I figured immediately. I was like, oh, there's going to be a second edition of it. Yeah, that was fake. They updated the list right after I finished recording that initial video a couple days ago, and then at that point I was like, I'm gonna just wait a couple more days just in case they add any more to it. So, Loveland Mailman, the D-Brews X Metazoo, I feel like everybody saw that one coming a mile away. Absolutely disastrous launch. I haven't even gotten my box at all. I've already moved addresses. I've already sent them the new address, and they've updated in their system. Apparently, I don't know. I haven't seen them. I've seen people receive them already, but absolutely disastrous launch and collaboration. And I'm pretty sure they will no longer be collaborating again. So maybe that D-Brews Metazoo promo will be probably something to look into, guys. Obviously, I think it was only like 630, 625, something like that made. I remember we calculated it several months back. And of course, the Rudy promos, which typically Rudy promos, they range between 1,000 to 2,000 print run, which pretty cool. And then, of course, every single holiday promo thus far. Halloween 2020, Christmas 2020, New Year's New Beginning. That one's pretty cool. I feel like that one is very important because New Year's New Beginning, if I remember correctly, and again, if I ever make a mistake or I assume something incorrectly, clickety-clack below, fellas. Go ahead and tell me when I'm wrong. But if I remember correctly, New Year's New Beginning is a really good card in the meta. Like, it was so good that they had to basically make like a whole different card with Nightfall just because people were complaining of not being able to get the card. And I believe the new card is just called New Beginnings, which has a similar or maybe the same effect, the same mechanic as New Year New Beginnings. So yeah. And then, of course, all of the release medals, all the spellbook promos, all the Nightfall playtester cards, which those are dope, all the convention-specific promos, all the comic promos, which I think there was only, two? There's only 2 comic promos, at least thus far. All original ambassador medals, all Patreon medals. And that's basically the entire list. Obviously, I feel like the one that is the most important one, obviously, is going to be the big boy himself, Mothman. Like, everybody wants a Mothman. And that art is iconic. So, I don't know, man. It's doing its thing. Metazoo is going above and beyond. They just hired that dude. What's his name? Craig. Yeah, Craig. And he's supposed to be some... I guess he worked for Hello Kitty I don't know if he was CEO of that during that time or whatever. But he's going to be bringing a lot of expertise and knowledge in building a brand like Metazoo can be and is. And the reserve list goes a long way. This is going to help collectability. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I sell on TCG Player any extra cards that I have. It helps basically helps me supplement my hobby. So it allows me to enjoy my hobby while not breaking the bank, being able to collect a master set, etc. And as soon as that reserve list went up a couple days ago, I think I sold through a lot of my my artifacts. Or as people like to call them, the artifacts, I believe. So Unending Fire Crystal, I believe I'm almost sold out. Eternal Snowflake, I'm almost sold out. Medium's Third Eye, another one that's almost sold out. Forest God's Amber, basically all these bad boys right here, including Chaos Crystal. In the matter of 24 hours, I went through I went through almost all my inventory on these cards, which granted wasn't too much. It was maybe, to me, it was like $60, $70 worth of cards. Actually, maybe a little bit more that I sold of these on TCG Player. But it was just immediate like that. And then obviously Chaos Crystal is like a, $20 card, $15 card, full holo. And yes, second edition has a huge print run. But if you think about it, they're going global. It doesn't matter. These cards will always be wanted no matter what, for collectability, for nostalgia's sake, people that are getting into the game, kids that are getting into the game. Today was supposed to be the launch for the Walmart drop, where Walmart is selling Metazoo products now. I believe it's like a special blister pack with a promo card. I believe it's a Piazza Bird promo. I've heard that a lot of Walmarts didn't get them or they haven't put them out yet. But it's this brand is starting to build. The reserve list is a really, really positive inclusion to the game. It will promote a healthy secondary market ecosystem, and I am pretty darn excited. To see what the next step is. Wilderness is coming out, in a month and a half. You got the Valentine's promos that are going to be dropping next week. You got, hopefully the DMAC, whatever. The Steve Aoki collaboration should be coming out soonish is when they're saying that they're supposed to be shipping. There's a lot going on. Second edition just dropped a couple weeks back, or I guess a few weeks back now. Shoot, it was like 3 weeks ago. So there's a lot of momentum. A lot of interesting things are happening at Metazoo. I can't wait to hear more information on their video games. Can't wait to hear more information on their anime that they're trying to make on Netflix, which, by the way, is going to be a legit anime because they're actually hiring a Japanese studio from what we read about on Metazoo Hours. And yeah, so secondary market alert would be watch out for Chaos Crystal, Mothman. But overall, all these cards will go up in value. Absolutely. You know, they're OG. So definitely keep an eye on that. The one I would watch the most, in my personal opinion, not financial advice or none of that, is just, you know, basic logic and you know, things that you notice and things that kind of go down in history. You know what they say is there's that saying about infamy, you know. So the one that I would look at, of course, is, where's it at? I don't even know if I have it here. Whoop. Yeah, the one I would look at would be the D-Brews, the D-Brews collaboration promo. But yeah, let's find out. They probably are. Where's the promo? Yep. This is the one that I would personally take a look at the most. Really small print run. What is it, like 1 in 6 or 1 in 7 boxes had a promo. No longer ever being reprinted. From my understanding, the actual collaboration went sour because of how long it's taken D-Brews to get this going. Community backlash was a big factor in that. Whether there's going to be another D-Brews X Metazoo, we don't know. It's unlikely, and with such a low print run and such an infamous collaboration and drop, this card here will likely be worth a lot long term, in my humble opinion. You know, and do with that information what you will. If you have one, you know, maybe get it graded if it's good, centering, good corners and all that. Like, this one looks pretty dang good. I don't see much whitening or anything. Granted, it's just one picture, but, you know, definitely do not bat your eye at this card. I think there's only, like, again, 630 cards that were made. Could be wrong. I'm just human. I'm just guesstimating based on the print run that we got, which was a while back. I can't remember how much it was, actually, but I remember I calculated it, and if it was 1 in every 6 boxes, it was like 625 of these cards are in existence. So, yeah. So that's my opinion. That's what I'm thinking. Out of all the cards, out of all the promos that are no longer being reprinted, I feel like this one has the most chance of being worth something one day, more than it already is. I believe this listing's for 200, and again, because the D-Brews X Metazoo collaboration basically went sour, Mike went on public record in the Discord to say that, you know, they were really stressing their friendship, their relationship, etc. So do I see them doing another collaboration? Personally, not really. I don't think they would want that community backlash anymore. They don't want to run the risk of this happening again. Angry people, you know, you can do everything right, but the one time you do one thing wrong, they will remember you for it. And in this case, D-Brews. D-Brews will be remembered in the history of Metazoo collaborations as one of the worst ones that happened due to all of the issues that went on with production and shipping and no information, no tracking. It was a clusterfuck. Like, let's be honest. So, out of all the promo cards, in my opinion, this is the one. But anyways, thanks for checking it out, y'all. Talk to you later. See ya.